Hello teachers, this is Dr. Hibbler. I want to go over your PGP tool that I use and created for all teachers a couple of years ago, but we started putting it in place last year and thought it was very effective. We would have finished this out if we had not been called out of school. But this is our tracker that I set up for each one of you for the element that you chose to grow in for this current school year. Each tracker works the same. They look pretty much the same. So I'm just going to use this one as an example for this presentation. This particular target is celebrating student progress. And as you can see, for my target, I will always know what my target is by looking in this orange colored square. On the right side of this, all of you are going to see a desired effect for this target. And you're going to also have some elements below that will help you understand the progress that you need to make or hopefully to see as you work through the course of the year as you develop the desired effect of this particular target. Below here, you also see not started yet, in progress, and complete. Well, these are going to be very simple to plug in as we go below here, and I'll show you that in just a minute. The tool that you're going to see below here is the to-do list. And this you will see on most of your targets, most of your tools that you're going to see. Some may not have that. Some may just go right into implement. But this kind of gives you a warm-up in your mind on what to look for to get ready for, to prepare for the target that you selected in this case, celebrating student progress. Below there is the implement. This is what you're implementing to start in this process of your target. Again, the implement has a lot of different strategies here. You don't have to use all of them, but you want to select a few to show that you grew enough to understand this particular element. Remember, the element is based on what you want to grow in for this course of the school year. And also, you will be observed on this particular target on every observation that the administration do for you in Marzano. So let's say, for example, I'm looking at implement. I want to implement learning targets and skill accessible for student reference. Well, let's say I haven't started that yet. Very easily, as you do your self-check. You want to self-check at least once a week to see where you are with your element. That's the purpose of your elements, is to grow in it, work with it throughout the year, not to do it at the last day before the due date. Let's say I haven't started this yet. So I'm just going to click on this red part of this cell. Not started yet. I'm going to do a Control C on my keyboard to copy that. I'm going to come down to this cell, click on it, and do a Control V, which means it's pasted. I haven't started yet. So now you know you haven't started this one yet. Let's say tracking student progress strategically to inform instruction. You know you do that very well, and you have everything working. So I'm going to hit complete here. Select this one. Do the same thing. Control C. Go to this cell, and I'm going to do a Control V, and it's now completed. So I know when I self-check again, I've already completed this one, so I'm pretty well on track. Let's say one of these other ones, plan a technique for celebrating student progress. Maybe that's something you just got in place. You don't really have it completed the way you want it yet, but you're working on it. So you know you started it, but you haven't completed it. Let's say that's in progress. I'm going to go back up to this tool, select in progress, do a Control C, and find the cell adjacent to that particular line, and click on it. Control V. It's in progress. So again, you self-check yourself through all the elements that you see listed in the implement section of your tool, and go on down to monitoring. The same way, you read the particular information underneath monitoring. You can select anything that you feel that you have. If you've got something going on that's in progress, it'll be in progress. Again, I'm just doing some of these things randomly. I haven't started something. I want to go back and make sure that I Control C that particular target, by Control V pasting that. So again, you just go through and self-check yourself. The next part is evidence. Um, the evidence that you need to see to show proof that you have completed your particular element the way you need it to in order to get the full credit. Um, this is definitely probably the most important section of this, is to make sure that you can explain and defend what you worked on throughout the year on the particular element. So again, the same thing, you'll be putting in different things that you started, have not started, but by the end, at least 2 or 3 weeks before the PGP is completed, or the due date of this, you really want to make sure you go back and look at the not started yet and see if that's something that you want to change to maybe in progress or completed. The last section we'll get into later. This is our evidence summary, where you'll be finding your own article, no more than a half page of a reflection on the particular element that you chose, and you'll be submitting that to me in the Marzano tool. But we'll get to this last part of it toward the end of before the deadline, before the PGPs are due. Main part right now is to make sure when you get the tool, you get started on it, just plug in things as I demonstrated here for you to do a self-check, and then you'll know where to go from there. You can always override anything and say, I completed this now, since I've not started it, go back up to this tool, do a Control C, and I want to override this now and change this to Control V. It would now change it to a complete. So again, this is a very, very easy, user-friendly tool. And this is the tool that is only shared with Kelly myself, as I said before. I will be monitoring your particular tool on a regular basis, going in. You'll also see comments made over here, which you can also make for yourself, which I highly recommend, so that you can show me or I'm showing what you're working on and where you are with any places where you are on your target. So again, I hope this tool helped a little bit to show you the expectation of this tool. This will be sent out to you here shortly once you have completed everything you need to complete in eye observation to start the process of you selecting your target. Once you select your target in eye observation, this is the next step you'll be receiving from me in your email. Okay, so let's get started and let's get busy and let's continue the good work that you all are doing for yourselves as well as for your students. If you have any questions, please see me or